Hey everybody, and welcome back to another new and noteworthy mod review. Today we're just going to take a nice little stroll through the forest of Ravenport. But in all honesty, what we're here to look at today is the Sawdust mod. Now, there was a variant of this mod way back in Farm Sim 17. It was listed by a different mod author than the mod of credit for the Sawdust mod in Farm Sim 19, but basically it did the same thing as this particular Sawdust mod does, and that is it gives you wood chips basically as a bonus to your logs when you cut down a tree. So we conveniently have some logs cut down here up in the Ravenport forest up above the base starting farm, and I'm going to remind you what it looks like when you cut logs with the chainsaw base game. So you've got some wood chips flying about. That is pretty much it. Visually we have wood chips as we're cutting the log, but that's all we see. What does the Sawdust mod do? Bring up our chainsaw, left shift, left control, Z. Now it's turned on. Get a nice word down there, Sawdust mod enabled. And take a look below the saw, right about this area here. You see we now get a little pile of wood chips directly under our saw. As we continue to cut this tree, we're going to continue to get wood chips piling up. See, I'm really glad to see this mod show up in Farm Sim 19 finally, and there you go. Look, we got ourselves a pile of wood chips because we've cut up our log. This works for anything that cuts wood. So if you're using a tree harvester and you're cutting down a tree, you're going to get a little pile of sawdust basically at the base of the tree. If you bring this in here with a stump grinder to grind away the stump, you're going to have a little pile of sawdust where you ground away the stump. If you use a tree harvester to cut the logs into segments, you're going to have a pile of sawdust up here every time you cut a particular log. And as we've demonstrated here, if you use a chainsaw, you're obviously going to get wood chips also. Let's take a look here in the shop and just go through this once more. You're going to get sawdust when you use one of these tree harvesters. You're going to also get sawdust if you use this tree cutter here, as well as the stump grinder. And then if we go over here to skid steer loaders, also going to get wood chips when you use this stump grinder or this tree cutter or this tree cutter. It also holds for any modded stump grinders, tree harvesters, cutters, chainsaws, whatever. So you can turn this on and off. As I said, bring up your chainsaw, left control, left shift Z. You'll get a message showing up, Sawdust Dirt enabled or disabled. And that is pretty much it. Sawdust mod. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this mod? Is it something you've been eagerly awaiting to come back to the game? Something you're going to be maybe more willing to try and do when you do forestry. And until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.